Te hablo desde la prisión, Wilson Manyoma, Borbona.
Blap, blap. Oh, Masters of None podcast episode 121.
121. Oh, man.
Episode 121.
121.
It's a big deal, man. It's a big deal. And first of all, we're going to start this episode right now by shouting out every single new subscriber
Facts.
that has come on. We pretty much doubled our subscriber count in the last week or so, and we just appreciate everybody that's coming to check out the content, everybody that's sharing the content, everybody that appreciates the shorts, the clips. We're putting in a lot of work. Berto is doing a ton behind the scenes, and it's helping us grow.
We're trying, and one thing we also want you to know is that fan you hear in the background normally you can't hear it, and we're going to turn it off.
That's very right.
For our audio listeners, as Justin goes to turn that off. For people who don't know, if you ever miss us on YouTube and you don't have some kind of YouTube subscription that allows you to listen to things while YouTube is closed, then you can always listen to the audio version of our podcast on all your podcast applications like Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all those apps that end in podcasts.
All the podcasts.
Yeah, but now we could get straight into it.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna adjust. We'll do yours first.
Mine's is perfect.
Damn, yours is good.
Look at that. Lift me up a little bit. Whoop.
That shit is. Damn,
Yeah.
bro.
It doesn't get much better than that. It's a little low, but I'll take it.
It's a little low. Listen, we don't settle around here.
There you go. We just got to get that, boom. Turn it over, get that light out of the frame. I'll get this thing out of the fucking
Right there.
frame.
That's good enough, right? What
That's
do you think?
perfect.
All right, perfect. Let's check out mine.
I got you.
That shit is off as hell.
The
All right,
height
there
is good, though.
Nah, it's good right there.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I'm good right there. I'm trying to fix my posture. You sounding like you don't like your height.
No, I feel like my height is great. Let me see it
All
one more time. Back to
All
my
right.
camera. No, this is fine.
All right.
It's the angle, but nothing
right.
we could. It's the dangle in the angle.
It's the dangle in the angle, the motion in the ocean.
Yeah, but it's perfectly fine. Did you see Future sold his publishing rights?
He got a lot of kids to pay for.
It was like in a deal. They said they didn't. I didn't read what the disclosed amount that he sold them for, but they said that they were worth about $65 to $75 million.
And he sold them. You know they're going to be worth even more one day later down the road. But I'm telling you, he has an excessive amount of baby mamas and a bunch of kids. I'm going to look up how many. I don't want to speculate, but he's closing in on Nick Cannon.
Oh damn!
Nick Cannon has 8 baby moms, right?
It could have been a part. I know Nick Cannon's kind of trying to recreate fucking
Genghis Khan's dynasty. I don't understand.
So he's doing some kind of biblical thing. I don't know, but maybe it's some kind of a deal. And he ended up, making out like a bandit because it didn't say that he just sold them and said that they were a part of a deal, or maybe he didn't fucking own them shits.
I mean, he was a mixtape artist first, so for some reason, these dudes that come up on their own tend to own their own stuff. They don't really fall for that because they're like, wait a minute. Nobody wanted to do any business with me. I did it myself. And and now you guys want to try to get down? No. So I don't know. I'm Googling how many baby mamas does Future have? It's going to be Urban Dictionary. Baby mama defined. Look at this. Future currently has 8 children with 8 different women.
Nice.
One named Jessica, one named Brittany, one named India, of course, Ciara, and then a professional dancer, and then some other one, Elisa, some other one, Cindy, and a woman who has chosen to not be identified.
She's the baddest one.
See, I don't say last names, but man, that's a busy man.
Yeah.
That's a busy, busy man. And a popular gentleman.
Dude, 8 for 8?
8 for 8. Imagine how many he missed.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know, man.
And isn't it so crazy? They talk so much about how drugs and pills and lean, all that kind of stuff is bad for you. It can decrease chances for procreation or limit your sperm count. It seems to me like the most weed smoking, drug doing dudes have the most children.
Yeah, they say don't drink fucking Mountain Dew, don't do cocaine. You won't be able to. Your sperm won't be good. Those are the most fertile guys I know.
Oh my God, the guys that don't miss.
Yeah,
the guys where you're like, wait, don't even look at my girl, don't talk to her. All right, 9 months down the road, this shit could get weird from a simple conversation.
Yeah, I know a guy that takes fucking Mountain Dew by the IV, and he fucking loves cocaine. And if that dude sneezes in an elevator and your girl's in there, she's pregnant. You kidding me?
Some people, man. Some
Yeah.
people just don't miss. Bro, I have one of my homies, man. He can't miss. A guy can't miss, man. Bless him. You know?
And then there's guys like Nick Cannon that want to like intentionally like, you know, have as many children as possible.
What is that about?
It's, you know what? This is all, everything I say is probably going to be fucking wrong, and it's all alleged. But I heard it's like some kind of, like I said, like some kind of biblical shit, like it's some kind of religious thing. Like he's going to like, you know, his mission is to like procreate and to like create more humans. I don't know. He's going to create like a village of his people. I don't know. Like the fucking Gracies. I don't know.
It seems to me like he's got a decent relationship with them all still.
Yeah.
You know, all the mothers and stuff. I guess because they all signed up knowing what time it is.
At this point, how many kids does he have? But at this
Nick
point,
Cannon?
yeah, I think he's up there with Future. But at this point, I think, yeah, you know what's up already. Like he's already kind of made it clear that you're going to be on the list of many. I mean, I don't, you know, I guess as long as he's taking care of them, I don't give a fuck, right?
Let's see. He's got 9 children.
He's got 9 kids. Jesus Christ. 9 kids? He can't remember all their birthdays.
Yeah, 9 children.
When you got money, I guess those things aren't that crazy though, right?
No, when you honestly, I think the whole reason people think it's so crazy to have that many kids has nothing to do with anything other than financials.
Yeah, I think it's not because they think that 9 kids is too many. It's like, who could afford that?
Yeah,
But
it's not like, I mean, given your parenting's something's got to give.
Yeah.
You know, something's got to give. You want to keep on creating them, you're going to have a hard time keeping track of them.
Yeah,
You know, you
100%.
might end up with a couple little street runners in there. You might end up with a couple on the pole.
Yeah, T.I. had 4, and he's got that one kid he can't fucking control.
Oh, that kid be wildin', no.
ahead.
That little guy is crazy. But anyway, I'm not even going to get into that. But Spaz says in the chat, he says, yeah, it doesn't make you infertile. He said, but it impacts your reaction time. Can't pull out fast enough.
Yeah, these guys definitely aren't even almost pulling out. But I'm sure Nick can. I don't believe they all live together, but he's got enough money that he could have a home that fit all of his children and all of his baby mamas.
I mean, then you got to come down to like which, you know, women are actually willing to do that, because a lot of them are pretending that he's theirs probably.
Yeah.
You know, in their mind, they think they're the one, they're the favorite. He's really mine.
Yeah.
I'm just letting everybody else, you know, kind of have their fun.
I'm the number one of us all. No, but what I'm saying is from a financial perspective, like he could afford to like house them all and take care of them all to the point that they, you know, they don't need anything like financially. I'm not saying he's got enough emotions for them. He sure as shit got enough semen for all of them, but like, you know, and finance.
Yeah, I think, like we were just saying, I think it really comes down to the finances. So he does have them. So if they all do know what they signed up for, like we said earlier, what's the harm in just sticking them all in a 10-bedroom house?
Yeah, no big deal, right? And just like Spaz says, this is actually true. He's got 2 more on the way.
Look at that. He's going to be
Yeah.
at 11. My
How many
mom was one of 11.
How many people on a baseball team, like on the field? 9?
No, 9.
Yeah. Dude, he's got...
Dude, he's got 9 and 2 in the bullpen.
Yeah. Dude's got a pitch hitter.
Yeah.
Dude, he could do 3 games. Yeah,
Yeah.
he can do 3-4 games.
He's got 2 pitchers and a pinch hitter.
Yeah, you kidding me?
Jesus, man. He could literally just keep everybody healthy, and he could run all the way to playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. He
God
can run away
damn.
with this.
God damn, get to work. You need a trainer. Get to work. You got to pop out some kind of medical person.
Yeah. I mean, but you're right. Like, it's only crazy because it's like we think of it from a like financial perspective. It's not really crazy from any other perspective.
No, it's not. And that's the way it is in America. Like, we think of everything in terms of finances, in terms of, can I financially pull this off?
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, do I care that I get pulled over and get a ticket? I don't give a shit about that. What I care about is how much money it's going to cost me.
Yeah.
So, you know, I kind of find myself making legal decisions based on the financial repercussions.
Oh, 1,000%.
I'm like, you know what? I'm running a little late for work, but I'm not going to make this right because I see flashes in cameras, but I didn't see a sign. And I don't know if they're looking at me or they're looking at the other lane.
Yeah.
You know, the other people coming. So I'd rather be a little late because financially, what's going to be worse for me?
Yeah, the ticket.
Getting that ticket.
You think I don't speed or text and drive or talk on the phone and drive because I care about my life?
Yeah.
No.
Because
I want that fucking crazy ticket. And even worse than the ticket, the points.
Yeah.
That's how they really give you. That's the long dick of the law right there. That's the fucking, you see, the ticket is the tip. But when you start to get points, you're over the hump of the head. That's where that is. And tickets are the worst. The points are the worst. You accumulate them, and the next thing you know, when you got enough points, you're in the middle of the shaft.
Yeah.
You're in the middle of the shaft, and there's no getting back. You lost your license. You know what I'm saying? And then you drive again. You keep driving, and you know what happens? You get the rest of that long dick. The rest of the long dick of the law. You get the rest of it. All the way to the base. They put you right in fucking jail. That's what the rest of that. That's worth half a shaft.
That's what the base is. There's a CO at the base waiting for you. The bailiff is waiting for you at the base.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Oh, man. Yeah, no. You don't want to. That's why I fucking drive safe.
Yeah, man. No, that's what
But it works, right?
It does work. It really does work because it just becomes the best decision overall. I mean, it gets you. You're even more late when you actually get caught speeding. You got to pay money. It's just stupid, yo. But I find that funny. You're saying that you text and drive and shit, or allegedly.
Never said that. I said that I don't do it because I don't want to get a ticket. But in all honesty,
true. That's right.
Texting and driving is like the most fucking dangerous thing you could do. Nobody should do that shit.
Bro, you want to hear? I have a story about it.
Let's hear it.
When I tell you now, what I'm saying is not the majority or a few. I mean, every car. I was jogging. I went for a run today. Mm-hmm. Sorry. I went for a run today. And as I'm running up the block, I always run against traffic.
Yeah.
Like on the shoulder against traffic.
Yeah. So everybody can see you.
So I can see them.
And you can see them.
So I can see if they're coming over the lane. I don't need to be on the shoulder running like this and somebody just broadside me from the back and I didn't know it was coming.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm running. When I tell you guys, every single car that passed me was coming toward me like this. And then I see and then they cut, and then I see them looking in their lap. Every single car that passed me almost struck me because they're fucking with their phone. They're texting, they're tweeting, they're watching whatever the hell they're watching. They're watching Sister Wives. I don't know what it is, but they're doing something on this device that I was like, dude, are you crazy? What if I was walking my dog and my dog was just a little further out? That's why I walk my dog on the inside of the road all the time.
Yeah, dude, people are crazy behind the wheel when it comes to like not just like talking on your phone, because while that is dangerous, I don't think it's remotely as dangerous as like watching YouTube or fucking texting and driving. Texting and driving is a dangerous one, and then all the other ones are kind of just dumb. Like social media and driving is not even like, I don't even understand that because it's going to be there waiting for you. There's no like time. I could kind of while I don't support it, I can understand the rationale behind texting and driving. Like you got to get that message across because it might be time sensitive. While I don't think that's worth it, I can understand it. But the other shit, like people using social media or like browse, like fucking shopping on fucking Amazon or something like that, that shit doesn't make any sense to me.
It's a mindless addiction. That's what it is people are reaching for their phone. They don't even know they're doing it. That's how addicted people are to social media. Like any traffic light.
Yeah.
As soon as there's a stopped minute, people are fucking around on their phone. They're scrolling on Instagram or they're looking at whatever, TikTok. It's really it's an addiction. It's a mindless, act.
I must admit, I definitely do listen to like podcasts and things while I'm driving though.
Well, that's listening to music.
That's like listening to the radio. Never mind. Nothing to admit.
That's talk radio. It was literally the first thing put in a vehicle.
Never mind. You want to talk, while we're talking about stupid people, we want to continue on the topic of stupid people? Why did the FDA have to come out today and tell people not to boil chicken in fucking
NyQuil?
In NyQuil. Why? This is why they made us wear masks. Because people do stupid shit like this. You can't stay in the house when you're sick, and you can't fucking not eat fucking boiled chicken, not boil your chicken in fucking NyQuil.
You're so sweet thinking that they had you wear a mask to stop you from getting people sick. That's funny. But no, it's the reason why they make that law not to park your car on the train tracks.
Go ahead.
Doesn't make any fucking sense.
Wait, what
they had to make a law
Yeah.
to not put your car on the train tracks. Like, so the FDA has to go and explain to people that it's not okay to boil chicken in NyQuil. Like, it was, anybody will do, again.
The Tide Pod shit.
We've talked about this 100 times. Yeah, the Tide Pod shit. How many people really injured themselves doing that ALS Ice Bucket Challenge? How many people had a whole, like, Rubbermaid garbage can full of water dropped on their spine from the deck doing that stupid thing?
At the very least, that brought up a lot of awareness to ALS because
It
I
didn't bring
never knew that
awareness.
shit. No, 100% it did.
Nobody knew what Did you know what ALS was?
Before the
After-
Ice Bucket Challenge?
Even after it.
After it, I knew what it was.
You thought a lot of people thought ALS was like the American League of Soccer or something. They were
No.
like, "Woo, let's go!" They were like, "Let's go, New York Devils" or whatever, and just like dumped this water on their head.
No, and even till this day, I mean, somebody explained it to me at one point, but now I think the only thing I remember is that there's a celebrity that I know that has it. That's pretty much all I remember. But I don't know what it does anymore. At the time when this was popular, I knew it. I know it's a terrible disease, though. What is it? Let's hear it. Do you know it?
Allegedly.
Let's hear it. Let's allegedly hear it. What is it?
It's like it's a gradual neurological disorder where you just lose every physical function over time, but your brain is still alive and aware. Pretty
It's a
much all the
terrible
way up
fucking
until the
disease.
end. Yeah, it's pretty bad. You lose the ability to speak, the ability to use your motor functions, the ability to walk, the ability to really do anything.
So you're essentially frozen.
Yeah, you're kind of like trapped in your.
Is
in
that
your
where
body.
that came from?
The movie Frozen?
No, the Ice Bucket Challenge.
Oh, yeah, I think they said that that's something that it resembled some. I don't know exactly where it came from, but I don't think it raised awareness about what ALS is or how bad it is. I think it maybe raised awareness for the first couple of weeks, and then everybody turned it into a way to get people to feel obligated to respond to your video. So then, because every person you challenge had to do it.
Yeah, but it's still better than like trends like the Benadryl challenge.
I mean, I think it came from a better place
Yeah.
than all these places, but I don't think it was necessarily effective in making people research the disease and find out what it is.
Spaz in the chat says the Ice Bucket Challenge made millions of dollars for the organization from that exposure. I feel like the Ice Bucket Challenge is the exception because it's like it did. I hadn't even heard about ALS. So the fact that I even know that the acronym means a disease or whatever it is like a step in the right direction, as opposed to me knowing that I can't boil chicken in Robitussin or Benadryl or whatever.
NyQuil, I think it was, but I don't know. The FDA also came out and said don't eat Tide Pods, right?
Yeah. And the president came out and told you not to fucking drink bleach.
Yeah, that I don't even think that was a direct quote. I think that was just somebody took that and ran with that. I don't think he told people to inject themselves with bleach.
No, I thought it was don't drink bleach. I never said he said to drink bleach.
Oh, he said don't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't remember what the story was initially,
Yeah.
but
I thought the story was that he was like, hey guys, don't drink bleach.
yeah, because
Should've killed you.
he had made some kind of comment about something. So then one person went and used bleach or something like that to try to like ingest it in some form. And then they had to come forward and say, listen, don't do that.
Whatever. I don't know. But it is pretty interesting. I guess it's funny. It's funny that that's even a thing.
All right, interesting. Spaz is bringing up some numbers that the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge actually, the money that it raised. So he said they raised $100 million in a 30-day period and then $115 million over the summer. So I think that's a lot of money. I just wish I knew who was getting the money because I feel like that money went right to Joe Biden.
It went to nobody with ALS.
It went right to Joe Biden's son, right into his account.
Into his son's account?
Yeah, into his son's account.
Yeah, that's how you bought that new laptop.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. That's not true. I'm only just making jokes.
I wish we could talk about Game of Thrones like without spoiling it for the people who didn't watch. It's impossible to know, and that's not a show you really want to spoil.
It's not Game of Thrones, man. Give it its real name.
It is. It's Game of Thrones, House of Dragons, right?
It's not Game of Thrones, nah. It's just House of Dragons.
There's no Game of Thrones in the title.
No. You know what? You're looking at me pretty sternly. I don't know.
Yeah, of
Let's
course.
take a look.
It's the Game of Thrones, House of Dragons.
All right.
Let's see.
Go for it. Let's see. I'm curious now. Because I jumped out the window on that one, not even knowing if I was right. But I think it's just called House of Dragons.
Well, let's just look at the cover art. What's that say?
It says Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon. So there's a "the" in there.
Yeah, we're both wrong. But
Yeah, but I was way more wrong than you.
Doesn't matter, man. It's not. It's
I
semantics.
held the majority of the wrong pie.
It's all right, man.
All right.
No, stuff your sorries in a sack. Stuff your sorries in a sack. You don't have to worry about that here, man. Anyways, about the Game of Thrones, House of the Dragons. I think it's getting good. I don't want to fucking say anything and ruin it for everybody. You're caught up?
Yep. I'm all caught up.
Today is what? What's today's date?
Today's the 20th.
Today's Tuesday, the 20th. And I want you guys to know that after this weekend's episode, I think that things are getting interesting.
They are getting very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. There's some couple deaths.
Mm-hmm.
Some you saw happen, some you heard about.
Yeah. There's some things happening.
There's some things is right. And there's a very power hungry gentleman that's starting to get a pretty he's starting to get out there, let it be known, you know?
Uh-huh.
So that's as far as we'll go.
There's dicks being swung.
Oh, yeah. The heaviest of spiked dicks being swung about. That's 100% accurate.
That's funny as fuck.
But yeah, man. So what else are we watching? I'm still watching Kingdom. But I mean, that show just keeps getting messier and messier.
It's not a bad show. My like I said, my girl liked it. I think, what season are you on?
3.
It's not that many seasons though, right?
I think there's only 3.
Yeah, so you're towards the end. I thought there was like 4, but maybe I was wrong. There's 3. But so you're at the end.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but
Freedom's a good show. If you guys want to watch it, it's on. What's it on? Because I watched it on Netflix, but you're saying it's on Prime, right?
nope. Peacock.
It's on Peacock. So you're the only person I know that has Peacock.
Allegedly.
You want to get into our first video of the day?
First video of the day. I don't remember what it is.
It's a video of...
Should we just play it? Does it need a premise?
I don't know the premise.
Or does it need a preface? Abstract? Intro?
Pre-story?
I don't. Yeah.
I don't know. You sent this to me. Remember the guy shoots a double leg?
No.
You want...
Oh yes.
Yeah, you know what the story is.
I do remember.
So what's the background? Do you know what's going on there?
Background on this, I just, number one, want to say that I think police often cases or oftentimes are not trained properly. So I think we have a lot of law enforcement that don't get appropriate training. And I also think that should be considered because there's also a lot of law enforcement that pick fights that they can't win. You know, and sometimes you pick the wrong one.
Yeah.
The one that might just show you can't win. So there's an important video that we're going to show you guys right now.
Yeah.
And where's it at? Video 1?
It's video number 1.
All right, guys. Let's see. Who's in here? Good. Everybody in the chat. There it is.
Go!
Ooh.
But look at him. Made him do a stanky leg.
Ooh, damn. That left hook was tight. He's just like, yo, I'm not even trying to knock your man out. Tell him get off me.
And they tase him and then he falls. This is somewhere in Europe. I wouldn't keep playing this now that I think about it.
Why? Does violence?
Doesn't look like violence to me.
I mean, all right, we'll give you guys one run through. Maybe we'll touch back on it a little bit later, but we
Yeah.
can't loop it.
Yeah, we can't loop it. We've learned our lesson.
YouTube doesn't like when we loop real failures of physical engagement.
Yeah, and possible shabbings.
But so number 1, let's break that down a little bit. Number 1, that was a half-hearted double leg.
Yeah. Dude,
Number 1.
He didn't commit to that fucking double leg at all.
He would have been better off sitting guard. He should have just sat down and butt scooted. He'd have had a better shot. But and secondly, careful who you mess with because it appears to me and you, right, that gentleman trains.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
The way he sprawled on that double leg,
Yeah. Grab the head.
the way he grabbed that head and arm control and just let him go and then rolled with the punch the dude threw. The cop throws that right hand. He just rolls with it. And then he counters whap, whap, and stumbles him. And then the cop comes forward again. He's like, hey, stop. He throws another punch. He slips it. He throws a right hand, a tight left hook.
Yeah, he put that cop on Queer Street.
Yeah, man. Wrong gentleman that day, man. And it's sad because then they ended up tasing that dude. But you know it's Europe because
Yeah.
you know how you know that's Europe?
Because they didn't shoot him.
Yeah, because that gentleman was just defending himself, it seemed, and he's still alive.
Yeah.
If that was America, that gentleman catches 3 hollow points. At least. They're going to empty the clip, but they're going to hit him 3
No, they're gonna
times.
hit him 3 times. No, I mean, yeah, it was weird too because it didn't even look like they were really like the other guy was really like gonna engage with him, and then I guess he just thought he was gonna fucking like what was the plan after he threw that after he shot that double leg? Like, what was he gonna do?
I don't think he thought that far ahead.
Yeah, like, where do you go from there? Like, why did you try to make him put his hands behind his back? Like, where do you go from shooting a double leg and then you're on top of him? Then what?
I don't know. Hopefully he tries to go. Hopefully he waves some guys over to help because I don't know what the goal was. I know he shot that double like he was scared to have his knee touch the ground. Number one, he crawled into that double. He didn't even shoot it. He fell it.
Yeah.
Like he stumbled into that double. Like, oh man,
Yeah,
that
2
sprawl was
fingers.
nice though.
Yeah, it was nice.
That sprawl was nice though.
Yeah.
Tell you what, man, there's a lot of blokes over there that can scrap.
Yeah, that guy ain't one of them.
No, he's not. He's not, man. The cop's not.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. No, but that gentleman over there definitely had his shit together.
Yeah, homeboy comes through, his mans come through, just tase him, he just falls instantly.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is they have that equalizer. Mm-hmm. But stupid move, man.
Yeah.
We'll move on from that, but do not shoot unless you're ready to fight.
It was so weird.
He looked like he did a lot of bag work,
You think,
but never really fought a real person.
you think he's like fresh out of like their academy, and like they taught him a double leg, and then he like drilled it on a couple of guys, and he's just been in the streets just waiting for somebody to fuck up.
Maybe he might have. He might have, or he just started training something and got a little ahead of himself.
Yeah, maybe.
Because the cop did look like he he knew a little bit, like where his hands were. It's just I think that situation played out differently than it did in his mind. I think he simulated this in his head a lot, but I don't think he's got much sparring.
He didn't move forward at all.
No, not in the double, not in the punches were very. He looked like he was trying to friend fight. You know when somebody tries to like cousin fight you, it's just a lot of like head pulling punches. Not really. It was like a 50% spar that guy was doing.
When he was throwing
The
punches
cop
at
was
the
doing.
end, I tell you, it looked like he was really trying to hurt him and not really trying to arrest him, which is the weirdest part.
It looked like
Because not once did he try to like apprehend him.
no, because I think what happened there was human tendencies and manhood came into play there. That guy must have said something like, "I ain't looking at now, con." And he was like, and he got a little upset.
Okay.
He called him a wanker. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe call him a Yankee.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Tell him something about his trousers.
Maybe you know his
dirty trainers.
Yeah, his dirty
He
trainers.
told him he had some whack trainers on. You think he looked down at him and he said, "And your trainers, they're sad, they're weak." Something like that. Saif, are you here?
He said your trainer's a waste.
Tell us what the slang is. Yeah, maybe he
Yo.
said something about his fucking track pants or something.
Think so. And then that cop was like, "What? Tosser." And shot for the double.
I'll show you.
Shot for the double. It got worked.
Yeah.
He got worked. Oh my God. Hilarious.
It is
bro.
what it is. Did you hear about the that weatherman from New York 1? Did you hear about that guy?
I did, and I think this is sad. Let him do him.
Yo, this guy's on webcam channels showing this guy's apparently got a fucking hog on him, right?
He's got 2 Emmy Award nominations at his job.
Yeah, and he's got a fucking monster piece
Let's
on
give him. Let's give a little bit of who this guy is.
He Well, I don't know too much. I know he's a meteorologist from that.
He's the New York One weatherman.
Yeah.
With multiple Emmy nominations and a pretty illustrious career when it comes to this kind of lane of television.
Yeah, and he was on one of those webcam websites.
Secretly.
Yeah, somebody took a screenshot of it, sent it to his job, and sent it to his mom, as if she hasn't seen this piece before. Fucking no big deal, but she sent it to his job, and this guy loses his job.
Yeah. He was performing acts on this webcam site for other men. So, and he even came out and said, listen, I'm not ashamed.
Shouldn't be.
I'm not ashamed of what I did. I'm not ashamed of my preferences and the way I live my life. But I just think it's crazy that your employer now has reserved the right to 100% control your whole life. Or they'll just not employ you anymore.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me. Like, I mean, it was one thing when, you know, a job was like, listen, you can't come in here with tattoos on your face. You know, like,
Yeah.
put some makeup on.
Yeah.
You know, you're scaring away the old ladies or something. It's like, okay, fine. You can't be intoxicated at work.
That makes sense. No
Okay.
smoking crack on the job site.
Fine. No getting drunk at work. Okay.
Respect.
Respect, you know? But to sit here and say that a consenting adult doing something with other consenting adults on a webcam site that was not publicized, it was just this corner of the internet, and for someone to take that and then weaponize it, send it to his job, and then his job actually act on this and terminate him. What kind of world are we living in,
Dude,
bro?
he got fired and didn't do a bad job. He did his job right,
Yeah.
and he got fired for some shit he did on his day off.
It's crazy because this is all, number one, such isolated incidents, and they're all treated differently, right? Because now you have whatever, New York One, so I imagine that's in New York, right? So in New York, they do this to him, but in California, they probably wouldn't do this to him. In California, they just passed legislation that you can't retaliate against an employee for smoking marijuana off the clock
Yeah.
when they're not working. So again, this is a separation between work hours and off hours.
Which is the way it should be.
That's how it should be. Like the separation of church and state, separation of work and personal life.
Now there's a line, like we said before. There's got to be a line.
Yeah, there's a line, but I think that the line has to do with the hours you're at work.
Yeah, and the legality of the alleged incident.
Yeah, true. But even so, I think other things are a little out of, you know, a little over the top. Like, let's say somebody gets a DUI. That can affect their employment.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, it's a bad thing. You shouldn't be driving intoxicated, you know?
Yeah, but if you're a cashier, then
But-
what does it matter?
If you're not drunk at work, what does it matter? Like, everybody's been a little drunk. You know, it's just that night, that person didn't make a good decision and, you know, they got pulled over or whatever. So, but I don't think that should affect your employment.
Yeah, I concur.
You know, so I think there's certain things. I think, of course, heinous crimes.
Yeah,
That's one
kidnapping
thing.
children.
Yeah, you don't want to be, you know, you don't want to be messing with the kids. You don't want to be abusing people. You don't want to be like an unaliver,
Ugh. Yeah.
as they
definitely
say.
one
I
of
can't
those.
believe that has to be a word now because they just like filter content out.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah. You can't unalive anybody.
Yeah, but I just think I feel bad for the guy, really, you know, because he did his job well. He liked his job, and then they just remove him. It's like, don't you guys want people that enjoy their jobs to have those jobs?
Yeah.
Why are you getting rid of people that are doing a good job because he does something that you find unsavory out of work? I mean, people do that kind of stuff all the time. It's just not on video.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's on video made it that much worse.
Well, he just can't get caught doing it, I guess. Like, right? Like, I guess that's what it is. It's like, oh, you know, do it at your own risk. It's like, it's not like he did it in front of the fucking green screen and he had fucking clouds coming past him.
Why? That might be. That
Yeah,
might
but
be a
if he
little
did
more.
that and he's doing it on like in the job, that I can understand.
Oh, you mean at work?
Yeah, it wasn't like he did it from his office. Like he was broadcasting from the office. This dude's doing something in the privacy of his home. He's not like. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, you know, your job telling you, hey, listen, when you get home, have a salad today. It's like, no, when I get home, I'll do what the fuck I want.
Yeah.
But that's like this weird world we live in, right? We're kind of like trained. It's like, be grateful you have a job, go find a job, and, do whatever it takes to keep that job and excel, even if it means being miserable. It's like the jobs, corporate America or just, employers in general get more and more power. It's like they've gotten more power now. Before it was like, hey, you're going to come in 9 to 5, Monday through Friday or whatever, right? Now it's like, hey, there's no 9 to 5 jobs. You got to work overnight, 11 to 7. All right, no big deal. And then it's like, hey, you got to come in today at 3 o'clock. Like, I wonder if 20 years ago that was like a thing that people used to call people into work. Now that's a fucking thing everywhere. People getting called into work. How many of these videos you see online of people saying like, hey, I put in for vacation and then they're making me try to come in. And it's like, hey, you have to come in. But I got the day off. It's like, well, we're short-staffed. That's your fucking problem.
No, I agree with you. And I think that this has been a long play in America's employment industry and just the workforce for a very long time to design it that way. Because people... I think credit is wrapped into that. I think student loans are wrapped into that. I think car payments, mortgages, all this stuff is looped in to force you to keep showing up to a job, and it's funny to me that they, funny in a sense of not comedy funny, but funny in a sense of absurdly ridiculous that this guy lost his job. But then you had the guy from CNN, Toobin, who was actually actively masturbating on a Zoom call with his coworkers.
Crazy.
He works there again. They gave him his job back.
They gave him his job back?
They gave him his job back. This guy, and these were not willing participants.
No.
I mean, I would love to see a list of the people that stayed on the call because those,
I'm not getting off.
Those people were, I see what you did there. So those people were almost accessories to this event.
Yeah.
They stayed on.
Nobody could kick him off the call.
No. But that to me is crazy that guy initially loses his job or was suspended or what have you, then is brought back to work. But then this meteorologist from New York One that was doing a similar act, it sounds like, but with willing participants in the privacy of his home, not on Zoom with his employer, off the clock.
Yeah.
That guy, Toobin, was on the clock.
Crazy.
He was at work, technically.
The president was in the Oval Office.
Yeah. And they couldn't even impeach him.
Yeah.
Did they impeach him? Did they impeach Clinton?
I think that they did impeach him, but he didn't they can impeach you, but then you don't lose the presidency. Like you're not the president anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, he made it through and stuck it through in the Oral Office.
Yeah.
But Oval. Excuse me.
No, but what you're saying is a super interesting point that this guy still has his job. This guy doesn't have his job. Maybe he could go over there and be a fucking meteorologist over there. I wish I had a fucking meteorologist opening.
Me too.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Maybe one day Masters and None will get into the weather.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not off the table.
No, it's not. I'd hire that guy 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
And he can use our studio space after hours.
We got studio space. Yeah, after hours, I was going to say, we got studio space. We could hire him for the other thing.
Yeah.
Probably turn a way better profit than telling people that it's going to be a sunshiny day out.
Yeah, 100%.
The bay's going to be a little choppy out there, so we got a small watercraft advisory.
Not have this guy down here shooting rope. Anyways, we have, I got a couple other things I wanted to talk about. You hear about the Beyond Meat COO? The guy from Beyond Meat?
I heard a little bit about it. He was all about meat.
This guy, the COO from Beyond Meat, allegedly was at a football game. Somebody, hits his car, or there's a car incident of some kind, and he gets out of the car and starts punching through this guy's window. The guy gets out. They start fighting. Somehow, some way, he gets on top of this guy and bites the tip of his nose off. How crazy do you have to be? Dude, that guy was undoubtedly, allegedly geeked off his face, because normal people don't just bite people's nose off. Like that's something that like you got to be. He had thought about that before.
Well, it depends. Was the guy whipping his ass?
They didn't say. I don't. I guess
It's possible. If I'm getting my ass beat bad enough, I might take a bite out of somebody.
that is true.
But if I'm that close, I think I would choose to strike with something differently.
yeah,
If I'm that close, I've already closed the distance. You got other options.
I don't think this guy was losing, and then he bit this guy's nose off.
Saeed said he watched the Mike Tyson TikTok before that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's just so funny that he's a COO for the company that's like makes like imitation meat, and then he's out here fucking cannibalizing people in the fucking parking lot. Well, I bet you he doesn't work for them anymore. See, this is a good example of things you should be able to do on your off time and things you shouldn't be able to do on your off time.
I don't know about that. I don't know the context of exactly how this went down. This guy might have been beating his ass, and then you never know. He might have gotten an opening and was like, listen, I can't compete with this guy with the hands.
I'm gonna bite his nose off.
You know, I got to do something else. Was there more than one guy attacking him? You
Now,
know, what's the story?
He ended up going to jail.
He's
the guy's charge.
the biter?
Yeah, the biter. So I'm assuming that that he was the bad guy in this situation, but
That's not a right thing to assume. You know that the cops always take whoever they feel like it. They do rock, paper, scissors.
now they put them up next to each other and like, all right, looks like you won the fight, buddy. You got to go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what they do. Exactly. They're like, hey, he's a little more fucked up.
Congratulations, buddy.
How'd you do that? Was that a right hand? Oh, your teeth. Damn it. I owe you $5. You bit him. I thought it was an elbow.
Cuff him, Johnny. No, yeah. So I know a very because I just listened to this like 20 minutes before we went live. So I don't know too much about the story, but I just know the players involved and I know the tip of it.
Yeah. See, I think you got to be a little strange to be that deeply involved with this fake meat anyway.
The fake meat thing really fucking weirds me out.
And that guy looks like an unhealthy slob.
Yeah.
And that's all I need to know. The guy running the company, I guess all he needs to do is know how to make money for the company.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not going to listen to a nutritionist that looks like a pig. I'm not going to go to a dentist with shitty teeth. You know, I'm not going to go to, you know, the Beyond Meat health guy, fake meat, this is better for you guy that looks like shit.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I wonder if he tasted like, you know, if the dude, you think he relapsed and now he eats real meat? You think he was like, you think what if they start putting human in the new Beyond Meat burgers?
Yeah, that's where that tip went. Maybe it went into the fucking recipe. I don't know. I just can't get behind it because it doesn't really make much sense to me. It's like, it's not like you can't get meat, right? It's not like meat is this rare thing where you have to like, you know, oh, we can't have real meat, so we have imitation meat. It's like, you can go out and get meat. And if you're not doing it because like you're one of these people that don't eat meat, like you're a vegetarian, you're a vegan, then that shit ain't for you. Like you shouldn't be eating this. This is for the meat eaters. But I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like if you're all grossed out by meat or you think meat is so terrible, why are you trying to replicate it?
Exactly. Essentially.
You
Thank
know?
you. I sounded like an idiot, but that's essentially what I was trying to say.
So you clearly don't feel that strongly about it because you want something that looks just like it. So
Yeah.
you're not grossed out by it. You don't think it's an unhealthy, unappealing food. It's just you're cruelty free, I guess. But I think a lot of people, that's their thing. They don't want to partake in killing animals.
Yeah.
Or have any part of it. But a lot of them disagree with eating eggs, which doesn't harm anyone.
Nope.
Doesn't harm any animals.
Those eggs aren't even fertilized. Those eggs would literally become nothing.
Yeah, and I want to know how they would all feel. And by they, I mean people that really oppose meat and only eat a plant-based diet. How would you feel if one day technology or science revealed that plants actually indeed do have a very complex nervous system and they actually do feel potential discomfort? You know, just because they can't verbalize it. You know, so are you killing grasshoppers? Are you killing that annoying cricket that's under your futon? You know, are you doing that as a vegan? Or are you going to capture that little gentleman or that little fella and you're going to put him outside?
Well, in the process of creating a lot of this food, thousands and thousands of animals die. Like when they clear crops like a cornfield, thousands of rabbits and mice and like, different species that live in those environments die. They get sucked into that fucking machine and they die.
Yeah. There's a lot of small animals, rodents, snakes, all kinds of stuff that are killed in the process of farming large scale crops and stuff.
Yeah, and if they were all of a sudden going to made a scientific discovery that said that vegetables had feelings too, and we shouldn't be eating them at the rates that we are, then I don't know what they would do. But there's extremists. You see the lady, somebody just got arrested the other day because her newborn baby died because she's a vegan and she was trying to feed her kid a plant-based diet, and she starved it to death. And her other children that she had were very malnourished.
What's crazy is there's a movie called Idiocracy, and I just heard on the Rogan Experience, like a couple weeks ago, he mentioned this movie, said he just saw it. I said years ago when this movie Idiocracy came out, it's a Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson is in it.
I've seen it, yeah.
It's a great movie.
In the future,
You
right?
got to rewatch it. Have you seen it recently?
I didn't even watch it I didn't watch it when it came out. I watched it maybe 2-3 years ago.
Watch it again, because we're living that. We're living the real idiocracy right now. People are so stupid right now that they're setting us back eons. They're so dumb. You remember in Idiocracy? So Idiocracy is a movie where this guy and his girl, something happens. I forget how, but they end up in the future somehow. And in the future, it's America, but it's called Idiocracy because people are so dumb and so brainwashed from stupid, pointless things that they watch and stupid content that they forget and they just don't know how life really works. So like they're having this crazy drought, or this crazy famine, there's no food or anything, and it's because all these idiots are watering the crops with sports drinks like Gatorade. So they're pouring Gatorade on the crops, and they're like, the Gatorade isn't, oh man, this doesn't work. Duh. This is stupid. Plants don't even work anymore. And like Luke Wilson and his girl in the movie, they have like the intelligence of before the world became this dumb.
Yeah, because they came from the past.
Yeah, so they're just looking at these people like, you an idiot? So he like pours water on a plant and it grows, and they start like worshiping him and shit. They try to make him like God and shit. But there's all kinds of stuff like that. Like the food is terrible for you.
There's garbage everywhere.
There's garbage everywhere. Just stuff that, because we create so much waste that over time, we just like don't know how to manage it all, and it's terrible. But it is so... It's a depiction of what we're actually living. So crazy. That movie was so ahead of its time. I think it was like 2000 or something like that.
It was an old movie because I remember when I watched it, I was like, I like nostalgic, like now 90s movies, I like that look that they have.
Yeah, me too.
And it was one of those. It was like, it had that look of like Good Burger, like what they thought the future looked like in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm gonna look up what year that was.
Do you have you ever personally tried one of those Beyond Meat burgers?
2006. Yes, I did. And first of all, I was surprised at how good it was. Number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, I was surprised that it had like red juice that came out of it, which is actually beet juice.
Oh.
So they replicate the bloody medium rare appearance by adding beets, like beet juice to it. But it looked, from the appearance and the texture, I'll be honest, I don't know if anybody in the chat or anybody that's watching or is going to watch this in the future, if anybody disagrees with me, but the texture of it was pretty spot on. I mean, it's funny because I had some sliders at a work event where I used to work. So I went to a work event that they had, and they had a big event, the company. They have these big events at like these big extravagant places, and they had a big meeting, and I went to it, and I had done some video work that was played at this conference, and they had food, and they had these sliders. So I didn't read it. I just looked at it, and I was like, oh, it's a burger. I'm going to have a couple of these.
Yeah, I look at it. Yep, hamburger, meat. Yeah, I'll eat it.
So I had a couple, and I was like, damn, it's pretty good. And one of the reps came over, and she was like, what do you think of the burger? And I was like, burger's good. I was like, it's pretty good. Like, I mean, it's not like I was having the filet or something like that. Like, he came over like, how are the burgers? I was like, what? Weirdo? Good. And then the lady's like, all right. It's our first time, but they were actually not Beyond. I think they were Impossible burgers.
What's the difference? Is one of them like the bean one? Because I've had the bean burgers, And I'm not gonna lie, them shits were delicious.
No, it's branding,
Oh,
pretty
okay.
much. Because I think that the bean burgers, they actually say bean burger.
Yeah, it's like it's not like a Impossible or any kind of meat. It's
No,
like
they'll say it's a black bean burger or
Exactly,
something like
yeah.
that. Yeah, so that's a vegetarian kind of or a plant-based alternative that's open about being plant-based.
yeah.
These things, they're trying to fool you. But I thought it was good, and when she told me that, I was taken back. I was like, no way. I went and got another one and pulled it apart. I went and got another one and put it on the plate, and I was like, took the bun off, was looking at it, squeezed it a little red stuff came out. I was like, no way. I was like, all right. So I ripped it a little bit.
Yeah.
Took a nice look at it. Shit looked like meat.
Damn. What do you think? You think your dog would know? You gave it to your dog. You think your dog would be like, what the fuck is this?
Maybe, because I think animals tend to know. I mean, you ever see that
Maybe.
study when they put a bunch of cockroaches in a tank and dropped a lollipop with real sugar, like a regular lollipop, and a lollipop sweetened with Splenda? They didn't touch the Splenda lollipop.
Really?
They didn't touch it. Like they didn't recognize it as food.
Yeah.
Like they didn't recognize it as a food source. And that to me, I was like, whoa, that's bad. That's very bad. I mean, insect, and mind you, cockroaches are going to outlive everyone.
Yeah, and if they don't want Splenda, oof.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, there's an extraterrestrial flying around with some cockroaches in his that snuck up onto his ship,
Yeah.
and he doesn't even know they're there.
Yep, can't get them off.
Nope, and they're just there, chilling, because they will be everywhere. They will survive the nuclear winter. They will survive if winter is coming. The fucking walkers would tear through everything with the zombie dragon and everything.
Yep.
Torch the planet.
The cockroaches
You're going
will
to see
survive.
some little sticking out. They're going to pop right back up.
That's where the guys from Men in Black came from.
Yeah. Roaches, right?
Yeah.
That's what they become, little hissing beetles or something like
Now
that?
they get bigger and bigger until they become. Remember those?
I don't really remember. Oh, yeah. They were roaches. Yeah, it was the guys like Sugar Water.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the evolution of roaches and extraterrestrial planets. What did we miss out in the chat?
Yeah, we got a little bit going on in the chat. So
Got it.
Spaz says, Saif says, nah, Beyond Meat is pretty good. Yeah, I that's what I was saying, man.
Yeah.
So Spaz said he'd swap those burgers 100% of the time if they ever became cheaper than beef. And Spaz said brand name, yeah, Impossible versus
Oh, so that's interesting. If Beyond Meat became cheaper than meat, you would eat Beyond Meat. And I want to make something clear. I don't got anything against vegetarians. If you don't want to eat meat, I don't give a fuck. But it is interesting when you don't want to eat meat, but then you eat something that tastes exactly like meat. It's hilarious.
yeah, I think it's funny.
But that's interesting if Beyond Meat became cheaper. I guess I got to know what's in it, right? I got to know what it is before I like totally commit to like saying like, I want this over this, because it's like, how can it be a healthier option? I got to know what's it made out of? What's in that thing? Is it filler? Is it corn in that puppy?
See, I'm sure the ingredients are pretty much listed out, or at least most of them. What I don't appreciate is what kind of process did it go through for it to look that way. I mean, we're talking about processed foods are bad for you, right? This is the thing. Anything that comes in a box or a package with a long list of ingredients typically is not good for you.
Yeah, anything got to open up like this?
Yeah, anything you got to open up, anything that isn't naturally occurring. So how much more processed does it get than taking a bunch of vegetables and turning them into meat? That's magic.
Yeah,
Fuck is that?
that's so true.
That's magic.
Yeah,
It's dark magic. Mm-hmm. That shit is Slytherin shit.
the worst of its
You know
kind.
what I'm saying? Yeah, that's absolutely Slytherin shit.
No, you're absolutely correct. What do they do to get it that way? And you know what's crazy is that it's not even enough that it tastes like meat. Now it looks like meat. You're saying it like drips
bleeds
red.
like meat.
It bleeds. It's got like the grill marks on it and shit, dude.
Well, they've been putting those on like Wendy's things.
Isn't that mad funny?
Them
that they
shits are
do that?
decals.
Yeah.
Them shits are stamps. That's what that is.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, man. But
That's not a real fucking flame broil. Not gonna fool me. They don't need to be healthy. They just need to be healthier than beef.
So Saif says in the chat, surely the only thing that should affect you is the taste? Question mark. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I fully understand that.
Well, if we're talking about like things I consume and things I don't consume, then then it's not necessarily like just taste, right? Because I do consume things that are not tasty because they're just good for you, right? Everything in moderation. So I'm not promoting, what do they call that when you
BCAAs,
no,
creatine,
no, when you only eat meat.
carnivore diet.
Yeah, I'm not recommending the carnivore diet, but I am saying that like I do eat meat and I like it, and can't eat it every day, or you can't eat steak every day, or you can't eat chicken every day, you can't eat pigeons every day, but everything in moderation,
Yeah. I mean, I just, again, it's the process for me. Like Saif is saying, and it's probably more humane, whatever that means. So, again, humane is subjective, right? Because humane, we're thinking about no harm to animals. But what's the indirect harm to animals? Like, how they say certain products like almond milk is better for you than regular milk, but the amount of water that goes into creating almond milk is astronomical. Like, I don't even know how many gallons and gallons of water it takes to make like a half gallon of almond milk. It's like there's a lot of water that goes into it. So it's like, okay, we're using one resource excessively to create a much smaller amount of something else. So if it's humane, okay, but humane in what sense? I'm saying, like, what is it doing to the environment? What are the byproducts that are created by making this meat? What's it going to do to humans long term? Are we going to see a crazy spike in colon cancer, down the line from people eating these kind of products? We have no idea what this is. I mean, it's called Impossible Burgers for a reason, because that shit was impossible before they did it. Like, that's just not possible. Like, oh yeah, we just take this fucking broccoli magic burger,
and it's not. Like, it's not that. No. It's not just that.
No.
Like, there's some shit that they put in there that make it taste that way. It's not. It took a group of fucking doctors to make that shit.
Yeah.
That shit. They made it in a fucking lab.
Yeah.
It's like and from my perspective, it almost seems like illogical to like think that this might be. And maybe it is healthier. I don't know, but the good old fashioned either eat meat or don't eat meat.
Yeah, either eat meat or don't eat meat, and don't force it and preach it on people. But another question that I have is there no meat in it truly, or is there some loophole through the FDA where they're allowed to say there's no meat if there's below a certain percentage of meat in it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know how there's some
fast
things,
food places.
Yeah, there's some things like that where once you pass a certain level, you don't. It's okay. Like, it's okay to say that that's what it is. Like, like the Taco Bell beef, like the beef at Taco Bell.
Yeah, like it wasn't.
It's only like I think it's like 60% meat, and the rest of it is all kinds of other shit. But that's why they don't call it meat. They call it like taco filling or something like that. But people people still consume it.
I don't eat that shit.
But a lot of people eat. I mean, you go anywhere.
I do eat fast food though, because I eat McDonald's, I eat Burger King. Taco Bell's just not. I don't like it. But if I did like it, I would eat it.
I eat the fast food that's convenient for me. It's convenient for me. That's the only reason why I'll eat that. Like, if I'm at work and I'm like running around, I'm on the road or something like that, and I pass a place and I have a limited amount of time, I'll just grab like a cheeseburger real quick. But I don't know, I don't do fries. I don't do soda. I'll just get a burger, and that's it.
I don't do soda. I definitely eat fries, and I eat a burger. I can't lie.
Yeah. But the soda is really the worst thing in that meal. The soda is the only thing with no nutritional value, and people sleep on that.
Soda is probably just as nutritional as fucking Impossible meat. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's some shit. I don't know if it's just as nutritious. That's bullshit. But essentially what the correlation I was drawing between the two of them is that they're both fucking like, they're both science experiments.
Yeah.
There's some shits that people just made.
Yeah.
If all the technology went away, we wouldn't be able to do this.
Yeah.
You'd still be able to make a hamburger if everything went to shit.
It'd be a little tough to make a hamburger unless you still had like a machine to grind the meat up. But you have steaks for sure.
Yeah, you'd have steaks 100%, and some people would have hamburgers.
Yeah, some people would. I mean, the one dude with
you just chop that shit fine.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Just like Just pasta slice it.
Yeah, it's not going to be as fucking, your meatballs aren't going to be sticking together like they used to. But
Hey man, you get some eggs and some breadcrumbs, that shit'll stick.
yeah, you'll figure it out. 100% you'll figure it out.
But yeah, and Saif says, yeah, he'll let the vegans try it and laugh when the population halves in 50 years. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know what, everybody is has been fixated on these schmeckschmeens and things like that during the whole schman schmemmy, but now that that's blown over, because it's been announced that it's officially over.
Yeah, no more shman shmemic.
Thank God.
Yeah, it's over. I survived the shman shmemmy.
Yeah, thank God that the old guy with dementia came out and saw a shadow.
Yeah,
And said that it's over.
it's over.
Now, okay, cool. Been over for a minute, but
go ahead.
Welcome. But people are all, fixated on the medicine that they were giving you during that time and what the long-term effects are of that. But nobody's looking at these weird things like Impossible Burgers and Beyond Meat and all this. What is that going to do down the line? What is that going to do? What are children missing in their diet that are going to be given this and be told it's a burger and it tastes like a burger? They're not going to know any better.
What is fucking in it? What is it? Is it tofu?
No, I'm sure we could get a whole list of stuff that's in it. You going to look it up? Go for it. Do it.
Looking at the chat.
Do it. You can do it.
I was looking it up, but go ahead. You got your phone. I always do this thing for anybody who's just listening to it for the first time. Justin will grab his phone to look something up, and I will also grab my phone to look it up. For whatever reason, I just want to look it up. Justin thinks I'm trying to race him to it. I'm trying to beat him to look it up, but that's not the case. I'm just an idiot.
Okay, so it's got, you're not an idiot. Shut up. It's got salt.
All right, not bad. Not bad.
Salt, soy protein isolate, yeast extract.
Okay.
Sunflower oil, zinc gluconate, and methyl cellulose.
All right.
So, all right, here. This is
what the fuck is that?
This is some more ingredients here. Impossible Burger ingredients. The Impossible Burger is made from soy protein concentrate, coconut oil, sunflower oil, potato protein, methyl cellulose, yeast extract, salt, gums, and water and additives, including vitamin B12, zinc, vitamin B6, thiamine B1, and niacin.
All of it, the main ingredients are all they're all like concentrates from like derivatives from other products.
Yeah, I just don't think that that's all accurate. I think there's got to be more in it than that.
You're saying that if you brought all those things to the house, like you wouldn't be able to whip up an Impossible Burger? Is that what you're saying?
Definitely not, because if you look, there's blanket terms used in here. It says, what did I just read? It says, and water and additives. What's an additive?
Yeah.
What exactly is an additive? What,
you're putting fucking HGH in there. You know what the fucking additive is.
What kind of additive are you putting in there, man? Did they start making you look like Philip DeFranco after a while? What are they putting in there? What are they putting in there, bro?
That's funny.
That guy's looking more like Ellen every day.
I was funny because I don't know why Roseanne came to my head.
Oh, why is Impossible Burger not vegan? I guess it's not vegan. The Impossible Burger is one of those popular veggie brands that are too good to be true. It does offer the same taste as animal meat, but using purely plant-based ingredients. However, the effort to replicate the meaty taste and texture is the same reason why the Impossible Burger turned out to be not vegan-friendly. Because, vegan and vegetarian are different.
Yeah.
Right? Vegan is a lifestyle. Vegetarian is a diet. So vegans not only don't eat meat, they don't partake in any kind of animal products. They don't wear fur coats. They don't use like deodorants that contain animal products, nothing like that. Perfumes, none of that. So I guess that they were like, you know what? Man, ew. The Impossible Burger grosses me out just as much as a Big Mac. Yuck. Can't be vegan friendly.
Damn, there goes half their fucking market.
Half their market, my ass. I feel like vegetarian and veganism, I feel like that's just like Catholicism. Everybody's like reps for it, but they're low key, like all my Muslim friends that drink on the weekends. Like, get out of here with that shit. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. I feel like, because this is an ideology. This is like a religion. Veganism, vegetarian, it's like a religion. So I think that they're just low key. Like, if you were to like bust in their house at 3 a.m, do like a protein raid.
Yeah.
If they were to do like a meat raid, they find some fucking pork chop. Look, I swear to God, I don't know how that got in there, man.
You guys think you found a fucking 20-piece in the living room.
Right?
It's like, you guys fucking planted that there.
Yeah, get out of here, man. I didn't have that. He was like, oh, Wagyu, huh? What? What's Wagyu? You know?
Show me your fingers. Where'd this salt come from?
Right? Show me your fingers. That's right. That's right. Next time you take a shit, we're going to have to sample a little stool.
Yeah.
We're going to let you know what you really had.
Shit in his bag, Jimmy.
Right now. You know, yeah, I just don't think that many people actually partake in this the way that they insist that they do.
I wonder what their retention period is. Like, how long do people last?
Like longer than Scientology?
Yeah. I wonder if they got a better retention period than like fucking Scientology does. If they're we bringing in people 6 months at a clip? What's going on? How long are these vegans really lasting? Right? Because I knew a lot of people who tried it. I don't know a lot of people that stayed.
No, man. I mean,
The only people I know that are truly like vegetarians are my grandmother's a vegetarian. She does not enjoy the taste of these things. If you ask her, she says, I'm not a vegetarian. I just don't like the way meat tastes. And I'm like, well, you don't eat it. So I guess by default, it makes you a vegetarian. But whatever. She says she isn't. And then there's the people who do it because of their religion. Like there's a lot of people that they're vegan or vegetarian because of religion. Those people stick. Like the people who've been doing it from birth. I know a guy who's never eaten meat. And he don't even give a fuck almost about meat. He's like, yeah, no, I just never ate it. We were having a conversation the other day, and somebody asked him, like, so how long you been a vegetarian, man? How's it feeling? He's like, yeah, I've been doing it forever, and feels pretty good. I've always been a vegetarian. So those guys, they get the pass. But how long do the other people last?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know what the retention is, but I can assume number one. There's not as threatening of a presence as Scientology. So I'm sure Scientology probably beats him on that front.
Yeah, 100%.
I do have a question for your homeboy that never ate meat a day in his life. He says he feels good until he fights a guy that eats meat.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Then he's going to find out the difference between eating meat and not eating meat.
Yeah, but I think like some of that part of like not eating meat is like also related to like being is pacifist the appropriate term? Or somebody who's like, I don't think he would engage. I think that included like in his religion is like not eating meat and like not being violent because it's like a derivative of that.
Sometimes you don't get to choose that. But yeah, no, I know what you mean. A good friend of mine, actually, every time we would go out, even when we would go to Taco Bell like years ago, he would sub the meat for beans.
Yeah.
And that's what he would always do. And that was considered, and it was the same thing. He grew up like his culture was no meat. So he grew up eating only that. He's fucking way smarter than me, though.
Yeah.
He's like a genius.
All those beans.
No, he's a legit genius. You know, so I know it doesn't affect your cognitive function, that's for sure. Nope. On the contrary, studies would show, if you showed me and him, that eating meat in turn makes you dumber.
Yeah. My friend that I'm talking about is also very smart.
Yeah, I think, maybe we'll take a page out of their book. Maybe we'll just not eat meat.
Maybe we'll do it. I wish, listen, if this YouTube thing was really paying the bills full time, I would do 30 days for you guys.
You know what? This is actually a good idea. I want to hear in the chat, everybody that's in the chat, should we do an Impossible Burger tasting on live?
Oh, yeah, I'm down with that.
We'll make some. You want to do them? I have Wagyu ground beef at the crib. So if you want, I'll make Wagyu burgers.
And then bring Impossible Burgers?
And Impossible Burgers.
And we'll try them both?
And we'll try them. And we won't say which one's which.
Oh, I'll know.
We'll swap them around.
I'll know.
No, you think you'll know.
No, I'd know.
But you'll have no idea.
And Spaz, we're only on, we're on 1 hour and 10 minutes so far. Not even. 1 hour and 10 minutes since I started that recording. But we are approaching the hour.
We are.
An hour of live time of us talking.
Yes. Hour of live time of us talking. Yeah, look, Saif says blind test. That's what I'm saying. Okay, yeah. So Spaz says do a handful of them and you have to try to guess.
Okay.
So we'll do multiple ones. So we'll have to have a third party prepare them.
That's the only way to get it done.
Yeah, because I don't want to see the meat. I don't want to see the shape of the burger. I don't want to see any of that.
Yeah, because that's how I'm gonna know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my girl do it.
All right, I'm down.
I have my girl make them, and then we'll eat them. Yeah, we'll do a few of them, and we'll do like a taste test. We'll do like
do
bites.
a bean burger too because I like those. I would just like that in general,
All right.
Like if I had one in the fridge right now, I'd warm it up.
All right, cool. So that's what we'll do. So Mama Brooke says yes. A blind test, do a handful of them, and numbered plates. Yeah, I'm down, Spaz.
I'm down with that. we do have that story that we didn't bring up about the. If I start talking about it, then we got to talk about it.
Yeah, what is it?
So it's about an image that was circulating around the internet. It was actually a Facebook post by a police department. And if you click video 2, and this isn't new news, but it's new to us. So if you hit video 2, it'll display the image, and I'll go from there.
All right, so let's see.
So here is the a Facebook post, and it reads, "This child was lost during the violent riots in Philadelphia, wandering around barefooted in an area that is experiencing complete lawlessness. The only thing this Philadelphia police officer cared about in that moment was protecting this child. We are not the enemy. We are the thin blue line, and we are the only thing standing between honor and anarchy." And I want you to know
Order and anarchy. But
order
yes.
and anarchy. I read well.
It's far away. It's a monitor.
It's a monitor far away, and it's small. So this post goes up, and it turns out that just like the woman who was scamming the people for that GoFundMe money with her and the homeless guy, this was in fact a fucking lie too. This ended up not being true at all. This picture comes from a woman who was allegedly driving home and accidentally drove towards the riots and was trying to turn around. She was allegedly pulled out of her car and beaten. And while she was being, detained or arrested, they had to pull the children out of the car. And that's where this photo comes from. Not a wandering kid that the police department saved, but somebody who was arrested, and they took the kids for their safety.
So this was essentially propaganda then.
Yeah.
Because they were looking like they were, like whatever, that this was some kind of act. First of all, that looks like a very effective police officer.
She looks like she's
probably the
great
best cop.
Yeah.
Probably the best cop.
One of the best cops I've ever seen.
Probably a very, very good cop.
Looks like a good cop to me.
So very good. So they use that as propaganda.
Yeah.
And then they proceed to actually have to pay the actual mother of this this child, $2 million in a settlement.
Go to video 3. Look at this. Here's a headline. The city of Philadelphia will pay $2 million to a black woman who was pulled from a car, beaten by officers, and her toddler was used for social media. What's that? Fodder? What the fuck does that mean?
Fodder by the police union, I guess officials say. So I guess fodder, if I were to use context clues, probably some kind of media spin, something like that. I'm going to define that word while you carry on.
Yeah, media fodder by the police union, officials say, allegedly, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, so now, and you know what? Where does that $2 million come from? When the city of Philadelphia has to pay it, where do you think that money comes from?
I don't know. That's a good question. Does it come from taxpayers, or does it come out of like the Philadelphia's police union, like some kind of fund that they have?
You know that shit don't come from there. That's cute that you think that money comes from there.
Listen, they might have some kind of, because the city don't really like the police union. The police union just has a lot of power.
Yeah, well, they don't got a lot. I don't think they got a lot of. Well, maybe they do got a lot of money. But
of course, they got a lot of money.
This money comes from the city. That shit's coming from even if a little bit comes from there, they're not bringing this whole $2 million out. It's coming a little bit from here, a little bit from there, and I guarantee you that of that $2 million, a majority of it is taxpayers' dollars.
And I think
even those unions, where's that money come from?
Yeah,
those are from taxpayers.
Yeah, their pay is initially their salary comes from taxpayers.
Yeah.
So yes,
so
it
the
is from
people
there.
are paying for this fuck up.
Yeah, which is funny to me because Lord knows this money's gonna be held up forever. Will she ever even see that money?
I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know how that works.
Will she ever even see that money? Who knows? But I found that to be pretty interesting. I mean, given this is a story that's like a year old, but it was at the top of the Reddit report today.
Yeah.
So we were like, you know what? This is what we're going to use for the Reddit report. We're going to use this content because it's super compelling to me because I remember when that was circulating.
It's interesting. It's like
I remember.
Dude, it's not just like people who will do anything for clout. It's also like, I guess, like companies or departments. That's like one of the most interesting parts for me. It wasn't to fucking discredit the Philadelphia Police Department in any way, but it's just fucking interesting. It's like, how do you slip that one up? Like, what makes you even think to do that?
It's Spin, a PR team.
Yeah.
a PR team just put that together and was like, you know what, this is what we're running with, guys. Like they sat down in a room and they're like, They're like, how can we make us, we gassed a few civilians, put a couple people in the ER with some rubber bullets. This isn't looking good.
You know what we'll do? We tell them we found that kid. That kid Stacy's holding. We found that kid.
Yeah.
Take his shoes off quick.
Yeah. They said, make sure it's a minority boy.
Yeah, it's got. Oh, come on!
It's got to be a minority boy. It's got to be. We got to check it. We got to check it. Any. And
I don't want any straight-haired Puerto Ricans. I don't want to. You give me somebody that's undeniably a minority. Don't bring me somebody that might be Irish. You know, you bring me, and I don't want a red-haired Mexican either.
No, none of that. I don't want a little Canelo.
I don't want a Canelo. I want something undeniably minority.
Is there any way we could put like the Puerto Rican beads?
Yeah.
Can we put like the beads on the kid? How can we do it? He's got to have jewels. He's got to have gold on.
Yeah.
That's what he's got to have. He's got to have some gold on or some Jordans.
Yeah, tattoos a plus.
What are the other?
That's fucking funny.
He got little toddler-sized wife beaters.
Yeah.
Put one on him. Oh my God, it's hilarious, bro. But we definitely have passed the hour. But
no, we're past the hour for sure. That's the last story I got.
Yeah, it's the last one. Let's catch up on the chat before we sign off. You can tell from the monologue out of Game of Thrones. What the monologue was? What the setup? I guess for the image means like extra. Oh, fodder, extra stuff, surplus. Okay, thank you for that, Saeed. Because I looked it up and I kept getting stuff that you feed cattle. You know, it was like what you feed cattle, and I was like, okay, media fodder, maybe something to just feed media, so media would. You know, like that's what I was thinking. But yeah, that makes sense. Like extra stuff, surplus. All right, interesting. So listen, guys, this is what we appreciate everybody that ever shares shares the podcast, shares the channel. I mean, we're closing in on 250 subs. I mean, we've doubled our sub count in the last few days. So we appreciate everybody that's been helping us, everybody that's been sending out the alerts to any people, share the podcast with anybody you think that would appreciate it. I mean, we're two guys out here just talking about, just shooting the shit, and we appreciate everybody for actually coming by and tuning in and checking in with us. So shout out to Saeed, shout out to Spaz, to, Mama Brooks, everybody that stopped by, man. We really appreciate everybody. So, yeah, do us a solid. Hit the like, hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already. Hit the bell for notifications so you never miss a video or a stream when we do go live. And Berto, tell them where they can hear us if they don't have the pleasure of looking at our ugly mugs.
If you do not want to watch us, you can just listen to my voice. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, everywhere you listen to podcasts, we're on there. If we're not on your app, you call me and I'll put us on. That's right. And we're going to be dropping Berto's ASMR channel. Yeah. It's gonna be tasty. Yeah, you hear that? Tasty. He's gonna be like dragging on the mic. Yeah. I'm gonna shave, and 3 days later, I'm gonna put my ball sack on this mic. All right, that's hilarious. He acts like he grows hair on his body. But so, all right, guys, we appreciate everybody, man. We appreciate everybody checking out Masters and None Podcast episode 121. Follow us on social media too, guys. Check us out on Instagram and all that. That's what we got. That's that.